Hello and welcome back to Tinker Talks Guns. So my affection for mouse guns is pretty apparent to anyone who's followed this channel at all, but as much as I love them, I acknowledge that they are not always practical firearms for modern day needs. Guns like this F-Dusek Duo, which was later known as the CZ Duo, as you can see, this is a really tiny gun, but it's all steel and it's quite a chunk in the pocket, and it's chambered for 25 ACP, which is nobody's idea of the best possible caliber for self-defense. There are options. Now, most of those options are not nearly this small, decide what you Ruger LCP people say. But the modern options are lighter. But there is one modern option that seems to have come around again. These things go in cycles. And that is the Kel-Tec P-32. This is also a very small gun. But more importantly, it's a very light gun and a very flat gun. This is only 0.695 inches thick through here, and where it gets really fat, it's just under 3/4 of an inch thick. So it's very compact, very flat. The footprint is similar to a Ruger LCP, but it's not only much flatter, it's lighter. This weighs 6.6 ounces. That's nothing. And even fully loaded, it weighs under 10 ounces with 7+1 rounds of ammunition, just under 10 ounces. So as guns go, in terms of the flatness, the lightweight, the carryability, this may be the king. And it shoots pretty good too. So the Kel-Tec P-32 shoots well. I had no issues of malfunctions. I put maybe 75 rounds through this gun without a bobble. The double action trigger is relatively easy to master. And one thing that really stands out is the lack of recoil. Yes, it recoils. And yes, it is not like shooting a 22. But it's not harsh or brutal as a straight blowback this size and this caliber is. Trust me. It shoots well. It's reliable. It's very easy to use. And it is super easy to conceal. That's pretty good. Let's go to the tabletop and have a closer look. So the Kel-Tec is 5 inches long, 3.5 inches high with the standard base plate, and at most 3/4 of an inch thick. And that really, the only place I could find a full 3/4 of an inch was across from this pin to the other side. It's a little thinner, as you can see, other than that. Now, this is a delayed blowback pistol, and that makes more of a difference than you would expect. For example, the C-Camp, which is significantly smaller, and is a straight blowback, but is easily twice the weight unloaded, the recoil on that is absolutely brutal. And this, it's not bad at all. Now, the trigger pull, this is a double action only, so you have to treat it like a revolver trigger. Pull through, and you have to fully release it for the reset. Okay, so as I say, treat it like a revolver trigger. And it's really, honestly, not bad. Let's get the magazine out. It's, according to the handy dandy Lyman trigger gauge, it's about 7 pounds. And it is, it's actually pretty smooth. It's not a bad double action trigger pull. But you've got that for every shot, and you must release the trigger fully after every shot, or you're going to short stroke it. So there's a little bit of a training issue there. The magazine release works extremely well, and it does kick the magazines clear quite nicely. So it's very good from that perspective. The sights are not much, and with black on black, I basically couldn't see them when I was shooting. And some people would maintain that that's fine because this is meant for bad breath distances. But one thing that's certain about a self-defense shooting situation is you do not get to decide the terms of engagement. If you could set the terms of engagement, you'd probably arrange to be somewhere else. And you can see there is an exposed hammer in double action. And the ejector is just a simple flat plate. This is just Kel-Tec through and through. It's not held together by screws like many Kel-Tecs, but it is a very simple, basic molded piece. Couple pins, and it's just everything you need and nothing you don't. And I really like it from that perspective. Now, I can get a finger and a half on it with a standard base plate. With this base plate, I can get 2 fingers on it quite handily, and that's enough. And this base plate is even better. I can actually get 2 full fingers on it, and the gun is very controllable. Honestly, the only real issue I had when shooting it was the sights, because the black on black with tiny sights just does not work for my eyes. Now, I do want to mention these base plates. These are not factory base plates. I know I like to review factory guns when I'm not reviewing a full custom gun, but these were the viewer who was allowing me to present this gun had these already in place. And these are from Total Innovative Tactical Solutions. And this is the standard base plate, which just has enough pinky extension to give just a little extra traction, which is nice. And the extended base plate is a +1 base plate. And these are available from Total Innovative at a very modest price. And they seem to work extremely well. I put about 75 rounds through this gun and never had any issues with either magazine or the base plates. So really good stuff, and I will have a link in the description below. Now, comparing this to a more traditional pocket gun, first of all, I've been handling this all day, and this feels like a brick. Fully loaded, this weighs about as much as a J-frame Smith & Wesson with a 2-inch barrel, which isn't heavy, but it is a very solid feeling gun in the hand. This, it's just so light. I mean, 6.6 ounces unloaded, and with, again, 7 + 1, the magazine is 7 rounds, or 8 rounds with the +1 base plate from TITS, Total Innovative Tactical Solutions. You're still at just under 10 ounces. And for a pocket pistol, a genuine pocket pistol that is carried in a pocket, that's fantastic. Now, the slide does not have forward serrations, but if you're press checking this, you need therapy. You need to pull it from the back, take a look. It's not that hard. Now, people with very large hands are going to have to make sure in their thumb's forward grip that they don't stick their thumb too far forward. I did not have an issue with this, but you could. Anyway, Kel-Tec is famous for having fabulous ideas with meh execution. But this one, they nailed it. It is just right. And I'm not going to bother showing you the takedown. It's pretty simple. You basically, pull the slide back, pull the pin out, and it comes apart like any other modern handgun. It does have a 2-coil recoil spring system, which undoubtedly helps with the recoil mitigation. And again, the delayed blowback breech really takes the sting out of tiny guns like this that are in a relatively large caliber for their size and configuration. And I really like this gun. And thanks a lot, Leia. Now I want one. So since they arrived on the scene in about, I think, 1991 or something, Kel-Tec has been an innovator. And they have come up with some really, really cool ideas. Their implementation of those ideas has not always been, shall we say, ideal. But they nailed this one. You know, it is exactly what it needs to be. It is light, it is flat, it is easy to operate, it is safe, and it is functional. And yes, there is a hammer block when the trigger is not fully pulled. It also has features you might not expect, especially in 1999. For example, the slide locks back on empty, which is a nice feature. And there is no external release, so you slingshot it, because an external release would add thickness if it was effective. They thought this one out really well, they implemented it really well, and I haven't heard of a lot of problems with these. They seem to be just a really solid gun. And with the addition of the base plates from Tactical Innovative Solutions, or Total Innovative Tactical Solutions, excuse me. I just don't want to say tits, because we're all like 12 inside. You know, I want one now. Thanks a lot, Leia. So, like I said, when they nail it, they nail it. And I think this is just an awesome little gun. I'd like to thank my supporters on Patreon. This is very much a shoestring operation, and your contributions help more than you know. I'd also like to thank channel benefactors, those individuals and businesses who've contributed to the channel in innumerable ways and really helped make this work. Also, as always, shout out to Rain City Shooting Center for providing material support to the channel. So, I hope this finds you well. Stay safe, take care, and I'll talk to you again real soon.